Welcome into another video where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of MW3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you'd like to see how weapons perform in Call of Duty Zombies, you are definitely in the right spot. So make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description, you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream everything from MW3 Zombies all the way through to custom zombies and have an absolute blast over there and love to see you all come and hang out. Now, we have Season 6 that is fast approaching for MW3. So, this is the Season 6 roadmap that we have been given. There is no updates and no content coming in Season 6 for MWZ Zombies at all whatsoever. So let me know what your thoughts and what your feelings are on the Season 6 roadmap. Now, we have also a look at the Season 6 Battle Pass. So there's a bunch of new weapons in there and new operators to get, which I think is going to be pretty exciting. There's the weapons in the Battle Pass for Season 6. I'm kind of intrigued to test and see how they perform inside of Zombies. So that's what I'm looking forward to inside of Season 6. Now, for Zombies, for Season 6, to celebrate the final season of Zombies, all operators will be able to access Dark Aether Rift runs for free after completing the initial mission to unlock them. So, if you haven't got a Dark Aether portal open, make sure you get all of your Dark Aether portals open before Season 6 so that you can go into those Dark Aether portals without requiring a sigil or unlocking them. As well, another added bonus as a thank you to MWZ Zombies community, they are giving us twice the cooldown time on all of our schematics. So instead of 3 days, we're down to a day and a half, which is absolutely amazing. I could be not more excited about seeing that change and really looking forward to taking advantage of that for Season 6. So let me know what your thoughts and feelings are about that. Now, we are also fast approaching our 4th Black Ops 6 giveaway. This one is going to be a Vault Edition on any platform of your choice. To be eligible, make sure you are subscribed, commenting, and liking all the videos on the channel. Best of luck to you. Also, if you're looking for players to jump into MW3 Zombies and help out complete things inside of the game, you're welcome to join the Zhorde community Discord down below, where we are building a community of players who are willing to help each other out, and it has been truly amazing to see that happen. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at one of the best assault rifles inside of the game, in my opinion. So today, we're going to have a look at the FR Avancer. We're going to be taking that through all 3 tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully by the end of today's video, you have a really good feel for how the FR Avancer performs inside of Zombies game mode. And at the end of the video, after the Dark Aether run, you should be able to make up your mind on whether or not this weapon is going to be a viable option for you to be running inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. So without further ado, let's dive into the FR Avancer review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate that. And I am super excited today to bring you guys a look at the FR Avancer, this assault rifle from MW2 that has been absolutely amazing to use inside of our games pretty much since the get-go. So if you're new around here to the channel, when I spawn in and do my weapon testing videos here, I put on all of my perks with no additions to the weapon to make it any stronger whatsoever. Now, I do play on mouse and keyboard and enjoy the extra critical damage that Deadshot Daiquiri does provide. So that's about the only addition I have to provide any extra damage to the weapon whatsoever. And then we go off and grab our first bounty contract of the day inside of Tier 1, and we're looking to take on this Mimic bounty at white rarity with no additions to the weapon whatsoever, just to see how the base weapon is going to perform against a bounty contract inside of Tier 1. Now, this weapon has been good and very strong since the release of this game. They've made a few changes to it along the way, and it's managed to survive the changes and remain a completely viable option to be using. So I wanted to check and see. I haven't run the FR Avancer in a very, very long time. There's been some members inside of the Zhorde community Discord that have been sharing some builds on the FR Avancer recently, so I figured it was a good time to jump in and show you my thoughts and feelings on this assault rifle. But you can see here our first bounty contract inside of tier 1 was not much of an issue at all. We're doing some decent damage on the critical shots when we're able to hit them, and of course the zombies inside of tier 1 are not much of a struggle to deal with at all. So in seeing how it performed already, I was kind of eager to get over to a pack-a-punch machine, keep the camo and blueprint I have on my weapon by meleeing the pack-a-punch machine, waiting for the center to turn green before using it, or a pack-a-punch crystal, so that I can keep the blueprint camo combination on my weapon for the rest of the run. So after that, now it's time to go and grab our second bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1, and seeing how this assault rifle is going to perform, in that it is still white rarity with no tools and no ammo mods on it. The only damage increase we have done is to visit Pack-a-Punch inside of tier 1. So we picked up our second bounty, which was a Mimic, and we're going to be taking this one on, this time at white rarity with Pack-a-Punch 1, no ammo mods, and no tools. And that first couple shots, holy, what a difference the damage output made just by visiting Pack-a-Punch. I was feeling incredibly confident using this weapon already, and I hadn't even applied any tools, ammo mods, anything. I just visited Pack-a-Punch machine. So truly amazing. I do have the build at the end of the video for you, so if you're looking for the build, the camo, and the blueprint, I will show you all of that at the end, so you don't have to worry. I've got you covered. Out of that reward, we got a perk, which was good. I'd like to get some more perks on, so that was awesome. So now it's time for our fun and final bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1. We are incredibly overpowered at this point to be taking on absolutely anything inside of tier 1. We are pack 1, we are legendary, and we have an ammo mod. Way more power and damage output than you need to be inside of tier 1, taking on absolutely anything. So these bounty contracts for me are an absolute boatload of fun. I love being super overpowered and feeling that way, and this Mangler felt the brunt of that crazy overpoweredness. It was awesome to see just absolutely evaporate at the end of my barrel. Sons of fun. I feel so bad for these final bounties in tier 1. They just get absolutely destroyed. So seeing how this assault rifle has performed through all of our bounty contracts across tier 1, I was eager to get into tier 2 without increasing the damage output on this assault rifle at all. I wanted to keep it where it was inside of tier 1 and see how it handles a bounty contract inside of tier 2 being pack 1 only. Now we got a disciple, and what you saw at the very beginning is why disciples to me are the most annoying enemy inside of MWZ to deal with. Where did he zip off to when I first showed up? He just like took off through the building, managed to generate a whole ton of crowd control while he was doing that, and then he came back over and was finally able to linger around the area so I can finish him off. But I was really impressed with the damage output at this pack level inside of tier 2 dealing with the bounty contract, and you can see the zombies inside of tier 2 being pack 1 legendary. They just melt at the end of your barrel. Not much of a struggle at all to deal with any of those. So we cleared out the remaining riffraff and got into our reward rift, which claimed another perk for me. I couldn't believe how many perks I was getting. So at this point, I wanted to go off and visit Pack-a-Punch inside of tier 2 and increase the damage output on this assault rifle one more time. But I grabbed a bounty contract on my way to the Pack-a-Punch machine because I realized that I am a walking Pack-a-Punch machine. Haha! So we went and put on our PAP2 crystal before engaging our Mangler bounty contract. Now there was another player in the area who was going to be helping out, but I could already tell just how fast we were able to take this Mangler's health down at pack 2 inside of tier 2. Unbelievable. Then our player came over and was helping finish off the bounty contract inside of tier 2. This is one of the reasons why I love MWZ. The player-to-player interactions that you get to have well inside of games is just absolutely amazing to see. And, you know, it's amazing that we have such a awesome mode that allows for, you know, each other to help each other out. There is no player versus player, so there's no reason not to be helping each other. And holy smokes, I figure this is a perfect opportunity to offer this player a schematic. And they dropped me a Scorcher case and took off. Clearly, they did not need the Speed Cola recipe. Holy smokes. Thank you so much for that Scorcher case, player. I was really appreciative of that. Wanted to make sure I said thank you, so we put that in. And at this point, seeing how well this assault rifle had performed across tier 1, across tier 2, handling all of our bounty contracts all the way through, I was eager to push into tier 3 and see how this assault rifle is going to handle everything that comes at you inside of tier 3. You've got faster moving zombies, you've got fully armored zombies, you've got the dogs moving at ludicrous speed. It is absolutely crazy. So I wanted to head into tier 3 and keep the damage output where it was at pack 2 legendary, and I was making my way up here to the palace to replenish my decoy grenades and my ammo, and I noticed on my tac map that the bounty contract was right there. So I figured I would grab that before, you know, I didn't get an opportunity to pick up a bounty contract, and then I was going to visit the ammo cache and see if we can round up a bunch of zombies and see how well this weapon performs being pack 2 handling crowd control inside of tier 3. Now usually I make my way through here and down over towards Zhorde is to round up my zombies. However, I had an abrupt 180-degree change of plans right there when there was an absolute massive horde, a mega abomination bounty in the area. It was insane. So I didn't need to round up a bunch of zombies to show you how this weapon performs at crowd control, being only pack-a-punch level 2, as this player here brought me the crowd control to me, which was absolutely amazing to see, and I was happy to take advantage of it and show you just how strong this weapon is inside of tier 3, handling a big crowd at only pack-a-punch level 2. We are legendary with an ammo mod, Shatterblast, but the damage output at even pack 2 handling a crowd control inside of tier 3 is remarkable. This is definitely going to be a viable weapon that we can all be using inside of our zombies game modes. I mean, even at pack 2, I don't usually say this at this point in my videos, but this is incredibly strong. I mean, we switched to tac stance here. You can see just how viable it is. Tac stance, ADS, hip fire, it doesn't matter. This dishes out an absolute boatload of damage, which is awesome to see. You have a ton of ammo in your reserve, so you're not going to be running out of ammo using this weapon is all. Last thing to do is throw on Pack-a-Punch 3 and our mags of holding, so we are max damage output without having to reload. So you can see right there, 1,020 rounds inside of your magazine with mags of holding. So now it's time to head over and take on our bounty contract inside of tier 3. Now I managed to get some distance. We had to reposition a few more times to get this bounty here to fire up their laser attack. Now if you're on these containers inside of tier 3, your Mega Abomination is probably going to be firing up their laser attack very frequently at you. But I do want to point out, for some reason, if you're up here, the zombies are going to be chucking meat at you like crazy. So you're going to have to keep moving around to make sure that you don't take it down from the meat that the zombies are throwing at you. And our Mega Abomination is firing up laser attack after laser attack. We just about finished him off right here. I was plating up so that we could withstand the laser that was getting hit, and the meat that was getting thrown at me was causing all kinds of issues. So we had to jump off the crates, reposition, get ourselves in a better position to take on our Mega Abomination. And I tell you, no plates in tier 3. Very no bueno. I wasn't happy about that down, but it's okay. We picked up self-revives. Like I always say, don't let it bother you. Get back up, get back into the fight, move on. That's why we got self-revives in the game. And at range, we were able to get the last few shots we needed in to complete that Mega Abomination bounty contract inside of tier 3 with the FR Avancer, making easy work of that Mega Abomination. It was truly awesome to see. And again, crowd control at max damage output with mags of holding. This weapon is literally, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, assault rifles for us to be using inside of zombies, hands down. This thing just shreds absolutely everything. Look at this. We just wiped out all of that crowd control that was coming at me while I was trying to get into my reward rift. Finished all of them, and we managed to get into the reward rift. Now, I was really hoping to pick up a sigil so that I could show you how well this performs inside of the Dark Aether. Now, there was another bounty right there just upstairs from the crates. So I went inside the building and picked that up, and we got another Mega Abomination bounty contract, which I was okay with. I was happy to show you guys again just how strong this is. And with this Mega Abomination over here in this location, by that ammo cache inside of that building right there to my left, you can kind of cheese your Mega Abomination. If you come down here, he will continually fire up his laser attack, and the majority of the time he does not come down this pathway. I have had strange things happen here. We did have a Mega Abomination here end up in the water, which I've never seen before, but the Mega Abomination was literally in the water shooting its laser attack at us, which was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. But you can see the damage output with this FR Avancer when you hit critical shots is remarkable. Look at that Mega Abomination. Just completely evaporated at the end of the barrel. Like instant death. Truly awesome. There's no insta-kill happening right now either. Dishing out a boatload of damage to our Mega Abomination. I thought he was going to charge me right here, but he just stood right there and fired up his laser attack, which worked out to be a great thing for us to have happen, as we were just able to dish out a boatload of damage and finish off that bounty contract right there, again, without much struggle at all. The damage output on this FR Avancer at max damage output in this game is remarkable. The Mega Abomination dropped me a Casimir, which was awesome to see. The bounty contract gave me a legendary tool, which I couldn't believe. We got a sentry turret, which was awesome because I was going to go into the Season 2 Dark Aether to replace the mags of holding that I used for this run. And we picked up a sigil, so I wanted to replace the speed color recipe I had been unable to pass off to another player with the sentry turret, and then it was off to the buy station to buy a couple Casimirs to make sure I'm ready to go and then complete the Aether extractor contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. And when I got here, there was a team going in, so I figured, you know what, let's join and run together. So that's exactly what we did, and we got ourselves a team of 5, and we went off into the Season 2 Dark Aether. It was not an Elder, so just the standard Dark Aether, but something I figured that was kind of cool. It's not very often I get up here at the end of the match to get into a Dark Aether, and there's a team, like, just the timing was perfect today. So here we are inside the Season 2 Dark Aether. I'm not sure if they knew where the contracts were in here. One player pinged one once, but when we spawned in, nobody turned 180 to grab the bounty contract. So I went and picked that up, and I was going to use a jug suit to make sure we can clear out absolutely everything and keep the players so they have a chance to get into the reward rift, because I know it can get absolutely crazy in here getting into the reward rift with, you know, 5 players on a team. So I dropped the jug suit, kind of ran around to make sure that I could wait for it to drop, picked it up, and then we just laid into the Mega Abomination bounty contract with our jug suit and helped out complete this bounty contract for our team inside of the Dark Aether for Season 2. Now, the jug suit, typically you can take out your bounty contract, as you've seen right here, with one jug suit inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. So beware, that can be an easy thing to do, is just equip one jug suit. You should be able to knock out that Mega Abomination bounty contract before the jug suit's finished. And as you can see here, it does get a little crazy if you can't get to your rift because of the amount of loot that is on the ground. Pro tip, look up. You should be able to see the reward rift prompt if you look up, if there's a bunch of loot down at the bottom on the ground. That's what I do to go ahead and be able to get into the reward rifts when they're not, you know, activating or you can't see them properly because there's just too much loot at your feet. So I went and picked up the P&D contract. There's that ammo station that is right outside the P&D contract. I usually ping that before I come in here just so people know. And then I was booking it in here to fire up the P&D contract and put down my sentry turret that I had picked up from the Mega Abomination bounty contract. Drop that down to help us out inside of the Outlast here inside. Now, with, you know, 5 players, there was a bunch of people using the RGL, I believe, and they were running Healing Aura. I didn't bring Healing Aura. I was expecting to come in here as a solo player, so unfortunately I wasn't going to be able to help get people up with Healing Aura, but I did revive a couple players, just, you know, the old-fashioned way, getting in front of them and reviving them. Now, with the sentry turrets and people using RGLs inside of this Outlast in the Season 2 Dark Aether, it's not much of a struggle. It's pretty simple. Just keep dishing out the damage. As you see me mantling over these countertops is one of the strategies I use, as the zombies can't go over top of these countertops. They have to run around them. So you can kind of mantle, you know, over and back and over the countertops to kind of control where the zombies are going and kind of, you know, control their pathing a little bit. So that's one of the strategies that I use. But I mean, this assault rifle just dishes out so much damage in the Dark Aether and inside of Tier 3 that it's not much of an issue. I mean, we took out that Mega Abomination, sorry, that Mangler HVT inside of this Outlast, and not much of an issue. We just kind of melted his health bar as we were shooting him, which is awesome to see. We're just about finished this P&D contract. So this was awesome, and definitely, you know, I was feeling confident using this inside of the Dark Aether. Like, I wasn't concerned at all about being able to dish out enough damage. We got our second mags of holding out of that, which was awesome. So now we have 2 to replace the 1 that I used, so I will take that all day. So now it's time to get our third and final contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether, which is the Aether Extractor one. And this is what I use Casimirs for. So I throw 1 at the Aether Extractor, activate it, and complete it before the Casimir's done. Unfortunately, I took a down trying to run away. No big deal. Like I said, don't let downs bother you. Get back up, get back in the fight. No worries. That's why we have self-revives. Now, I noticed that players were going down behind me. I am aware of this, and I also know that there is a bunch of other players on our team that are running Healing Aura. So if you're not seeing me turn and go back to get the players up, that's why. I already know that they're going to be revived by the other members of the team using Healing Aura. So we made it over to our final one. I dropped down my energy mine as I was out of Casimir's, and with one energy mine, if you place it properly like I do, you can stay protected to finish off your Aether extractor. So there we go. We had gotten all 3 of them done, and I was going to make my way over to grab the reward rift, but I could already tell that was going to be a very no bueno situation. So instead of trying to rush in and get to the reward rift and possibly take it down while I'm inside there because all of this congestion has arrived, I figured I would back away, kill a bunch of zombies, and recharge my energy mine so that if I wanted to get into the reward rift, I could drop an energy mine at the reward rift, and that would protect me so that I would be able to get in there and see what the loot was. Turned that mangler, which was all I needed to see to get in. PAP3 crystal and blood burner keys. I am not complaining. So overall, was last thing to do was obviously head to the exfil inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. Make sure all of the other players on my team got out before I exfilled. And my overall thoughts and feelings, like I said earlier in the video, the FR Avancer assault rifle from MW2 is probably, in my opinion, one of, if not the best assault rifle to be using inside of our zombies game modes across all situations and dark ethers. Definitely an awesome weapon. I had a ton of fun in this run today. Thank you for the team that invited me and let me join you into the Season 2 Dark Aether. I appreciate that. Now, this is the build that I was using for the FR Avancer today, like I always show you. So if you guys want to work together down in the comment section to make changes to the build so that we all have an amazing one to run inside of our zombies games, let's do that. There's probably some room to move there for ADS speed and maneuverability. And the camo that I was running is the polyatomic from MW2. And I will show you guys the blueprint that I used on the FR Avancer here. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't, you are subscribed, commenting, and liking on the videos so you have a chance for our next Black Ops 6 Vault Edition giveaway. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you guys in the next one.